of it comes from how well the horse bucks. The other, how well you ride the horse. And control's part of it. But the mark-out rule that we talked about in the bareback riding, it's also in effect in the saddle bronc riding. Your feet have to be in contact over the point of the shoulders that first time the horse lands out of the chute.
Tyrell Larson, the first cowboy out. You can see that Cody DeMoss, #1 in the world. And Tyrell comes down and comes down hard.
You know, I was anxious to see Tyrell here. It's his first Wrangler National Finals rodeo. His brother, Orrin, was in the bareback riding, had some luck in the bareback riding, and Tyrell started pretty good. A little trouble out here. We'll see if we can see what happens now in this ride. Things are going. He's a little behind, though. That horse kind of lifted him up a little bit. This is a horse they call Rubles. This horse, he really bucks. Taos Muncie, we saw him on this horse at a Championship Challenge in Logandale. He was a handful, obviously.
Does Spencer Wright? We're going to see a lot of the Wright brothers.
Well, Spencer's behind. And now he's bucked off. I was just going to say, he didn't hold his feet to get that timing. That horse rooted his nose, jerked the rein out of his hand. So Spencer Wright, he comes off his first one at the Wrangler National Finals.
Not at all what he was hoping for. Not the way you want to start for him or Larson, either one.
Well, here's a look at it. The spur out, yeah, it's all there. But see how he pulls his feet right there? That's actually, he pulled him right before the horse broke and got that timing, and it just had all the rein jerked out of his hand. After that, I think he knew that was probably coming.
To Bradley Harder, 10 trips to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. 2 cowboys are out, 2 cowboys have hit the ground. Let's see if Bradley can put the first qualified ride on the board.
Harder, he's a little loose in his saddle as well, and down Bradley Harder comes. Wow. So 3 up and 3 down. You know, the bareback horses were pretty nice. The broncs, not so pretty.
Not what they were hoping for. Let's go to Katie Kaufman.
Thanks, Jeff. Aaron, with all those fast times up on the board, how big of a gamble was that barrier tonight?
My game plan was to be aggressive when I came in here, and I wanted to catch 10 head. If I break a barrier, that don't matter to me as long as I catch 10 head.
Ryan, you speak highly of your horse. It's all about horsepower and team roping. How important was his role tonight?
You know, Starbucks is important in whatever I do. You know, he's the best horse I've ever ridden, so it's great. And on behalf of all the team ropers, I just want to say prayers to Jake Barnes out there, too. Back at home watching, he deserves to be here.
Thank you both so much. Congratulations.
Now to Zeke Thurston. It's Zeke's first Wrangler NFR. You can see the yellow flag down there, and that is not good.
No, got him at the gate, and I think Zeke, I talked about it a little bit earlier in the bareback ride, and I just think Zeke's motor was wound up at about 110, and that was a little more than he needed for Pedro. That's a horse that comes from Wayne Bold. He knew that horse. A little late right there. You can see the mark out. Well, right in there, that's a tough call, but his feet dropped, no score. But after that, he was behind. He was trying to make things happen and just overrode him a little bit. He just needs to relax, come in here tomorrow night and get things rolling. That boy can really ride.
Yeah, Coburn Bradshaw, another Wrangler NFR rookie. Roulette from Three Hills is the horse.
Now we got a ride going. Bradshaw, good chance right now. Finish it. Horse kind of slowed down just a little bit at the end, but Coburn, good ride. Absolutely, no problem. Had that timing, never missed any licks in there. Gets off, slaps his hands together because he knows the same thing. You know if you make a good ride or not, regardless of your score. And see how he hold his feet right there all the way through the second, into the second jump. And from that point on, that timing was his. Great job for Bradshaw. That's a good way to start it off at his first NFR.
81.5 points.
You bet.
That'll move him to the lead as Jake Wright gets set to go. Well, Jake and Jesse, twin brothers, we'll see both of them, the veterans here. Richard fancies the bronc.
Well, Bradshaw is actually married to Jake's sister, so there's a little relatives going on, even though his last name isn't Wright. He's there. Oh, and they got Jake Wright at the gate. And maybe should have. We'll see. Here's the jump. Watch that foot. Is it in contact? No, not even close. Not even close. Man, you have to make yourself hold those feet. Your motor's running, and that a lot of it's because it's the first performance. That adrenaline, it just seems like it takes an hour before a horse lands that first jump.
The brothers is the theme in saddle bronc riding. We'll see a lot of the Wright brothers, and the DeMoss brothers are here. There's a good look at Heath DeMoss, 30 years old, 7 trips to the Wrangler NFR. And by the way, he's trying to keep pace with his older brother, who's #1 in the world. So we'll see if Heath can beat 81.5 and move to the top of the leaderboard.
Well, Heath, about halfway through the rodeo season, he tore his knee completely apart, and he just bared down and rode with a lot of pain. And now he looks healthy. Hey, look out. That stuff, if that Heath DeMoss gets rolling like this early, look out. Oh, what a good bronc ride for Heath. That's a nice little horse. That's Hell's Fire Hostage. And that is just a good horse, but Heath DeMoss still had to do his part. Boy, oh boy, picks that timing up, sets those feet, fires them to the front end. That's bronc riding right there. Great ride.
You can see that knee as he kind of limped back, jogging out of the arena, but 86 points.
Yeah, who cares?
And Heath DeMoss is now in the top spot, trying to get the big check in round number 1, and here comes Court Shear, number 7 in the world standings.
Oh, good ride started right here, Court. Another guy that is just so consistent. This horse, though, when you compare this horse to the one we just watched Heath DeMoss on, he's going to be a point or two less. He kind of weakened. When he makes this circle out there, that he kind of quits kicking. So that's going to tell the difference in the total score. As far as Court Shear, he's got to feel good, too. He made a really, really strong ride.
Waiting on those scores to come in. 81 is the score for Court Shear.
Yeah, the horse made the difference.
But Heath DeMoss, boy, he cowboyed up, makes a great ride at 86 points. He's got the lead at the midway point. Back at the Thomas & Mack Center, you did not miss a single saddle bronc rider as Chuck Schmidt gets ready to go. Heath DeMoss has the lead in the round at 86 points. You see the focus right there from Chuck. Second Wrangler NFR for him. He hasn't been here since 2011.
Oh, and down Chuck comes. I was just going to say, I expect him to have a good NFR. And, you know, one horse isn't going to tell what kind of week you're going to have. But he's a little disappointed walking back to the chutes. He actually got hurt. He had to set out about a year and a half after he made it here to the Wrangler National Finals the first time. Cracked back out this year, worked his way well up into the top 15, but this horse just got him rolled into that outside stirrup and a little high-headed and kept moving away from him. Once you're there, that's a bad position to be in. No score.
Taos Muncie, and a quick nod from him, a two-time world champion, matched up here with Lula Bell.
Well, Lula Bell's got some Lula loops out there. Left, right, and he's got a lot of bronc rein. You know, Taos is gonna, he may not end up with a big score right there, but a score is pretty important. Looks like he started with that much rain. It looks like it was way too much. But here come the Ducks. One direction, the other direction, and each time they do that, saddle one side drops as he moves one direction, and then the other side drops as he comes the other way. That could have been ugly right there for Taos. He got by okay, but you need to shorten up on that rein, whoever gets on Lula Bell next time.
The wild man and Wade Sundell, always fun to watch. Wade adds a lot of emotion, a lot of enthusiasm, and starts this Wrangler NFR, number 6 in the world standings.
Boy, it's hard to believe this is the 7th year he's made the Wrangler National Finals. He's been amazing. He is fun to watch. You never know how it's going to end up, but I will guarantee you, when they say his name, everybody gets to a fence and pays attention because it is something. Good mark out, strong, has the timing now. This horse he's got strong. He's not a day off, but look out, Wade Sundell. We are in for a bronc riding this week, I can tell you that. Oh my.
Fire Lane never quit kicking.
And look how he held those feet. 3 jumps out there. And I mean, that's what it is all about. And he never made one mistake during that ride. Is it enough to be 86? It's going to be close. I'm going to leave it up to those guys. But it is going to be close, and it is a half a point better.
86.5 moves Sundell to the lead. Here's Jacobs Crawley kind of getting rattled around a little bit there by Golden Years. Jacobs, one of those cowboys, I think he's going to have a great Wrangler NFR. I think the stage is set for him to kind of make that jump to the next level. Comes in here number 3 in the world standings.
You know, and I agree with you. I've been so impressed with Jacobs Crawley, especially the last 2 years.
You can see the ribbon there on the back of his vest, and that's for Louis Field, as the Roughstock Cowboys honoring the 5-time world champion. Casey's dad, who's battling cancer.
I don't know who he's having the conversation with at the back of the chutes, but it's not like he's nervous. He's smiling. Well, I'm not sure if this is exactly how I want him. That horse is not standing just square enough. When they lean a little bit, they kind of trap your leg in the back of the chute. And you know that markout rule, you got to get it up there quick. All right, here comes Jacobs. Oh, look out. He's got a good ride started. Jacobs Crawley, hang on at the fence. It's going to be different. Turns loose, keeps ahead of him. Good ride. This horse kind of quit kicking, got long there at the end of the ride. Long meaning he quit breaking over and making short jumps, and he got long jumps going. Maybe 10, 12 feet before he'd land. And you got to really bear down and do all the work yourself if you're Jacobs Crawley. And how you handle your rein determines how quick your feet get to the front end. Man, he did a great job right there.
His brother Sterling's also qualified for the Wrangler NFR in the past. He's going to come in at 82.5 points.
Boy, and that was
third at the moment.
And that was all effort on his part. Good job.
Isaac Diaz, that's one of your dark horse picks right here. Isaac, not that much of a dark horse, comes in number 4 in the world standings, but missed the Wrangler NFR a year ago. 5th time he's qualified for the big party here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's his 5th time here, but you know, the other times, I've always known Isaac's been a really, really strong bronc rider, but this year, man, he stepped his game up. That's the thing about it. He is a real contender, and this is going to really tell a story right here. This is Tango from Ike Sankey. And here we go. Concentration. This is, you have to be so aggressive on this mark out. You can't let the horse beat you out of the chute. And sometimes a horse that's not giving you a good shot at him, it has a tendency to make you relax a little bit, and it makes you a little slow on your mark out. So you got to stay focused right here. This is a huge, huge ride.
Wife Brittany was here a year ago in the barrel racing. Boy, and Isaac just can't get Tango exactly where he wants him.
Boy, and the longer you're in there, all of a sudden the odds go a little bit towards Tango. All right, tries to get him square. This looks like he's about ready. And maybe he's not quite. Here we go. And Tango is now going to stall.
Yeah, Isaac was finally ready.
That's like icing the kicker down right there. That's icing him down a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm going to call a timeout. Make you think about it just a little longer.
I'll try one more time. Take 2.
Yeah, he's coming this time. Okay, Diaz. He's got things rolling now. Couple jumps, though. He missed getting to the front end, so that's going to be a deduction on points for him. Tango just going to land kind of right in the middle of the herd, but still on your first night, first Wrangler NFR, just getting by, that's okay. They're going to waive the mark-out rule. Anytime a horse stalls for any amount of time, they'll waive that rule because he didn't get the same shot as everybody else. You know, he rides real long stirrups. I've talked about that too this year, but when he gets riding really good, gets his timing down, man, it looks so cool. Waiting for the score, 79.5.
86.5 still has the lead in the round. Good look at Rusty Wright, 2-time national high school champion in bronc riding. Kind of talked about him. This is going to be kind of interesting. You know, you got Cody DeMoss, a veteran, #1 in the world, and you got Rusty, who really is not even old enough to be in a casino, #2 in the world, and that's going to be quite a matchup here. You got youth versus experience, and we'll see who's going to win out.
I don't know if Rusty's old enough to go to an R-rated movie.
I don't think so. Not without parental guidance.
Oh, he's getting his leg.
There.
He is getting his leg mashed against that chute right there, and that hurts. Oh, that hurts. They get it on that metal bar, and then they lean on it. It's like, take a little of this, Rusty. This is nickel and dimes from Kessler. Rusty, he's in trouble right out of there. Big recovery, but could not get it done. You watch nickels and dimes. When he leaves that chute, Rusty's neck's going to pop completely back. He's going to lose focus of that horse. That means he's behind immediately, right there. And then a big swoop out of there just throws him into that rein hand. I thought he was going to get by. Right there, kind of got set back down. Well, first night jitters, rank horse under it. There's a lot of issues right there he had to deal with. He's going to think about it. It's not over for Rusty Wright.
And final guy, Cody DeMoss, #1 in the world. 11th trip to the Wrangler NFR.
Oh, boy. How good is he riding? Look at him handle that rein. Look at that. I mean, that is an absolute textbook bronc ride right there. Not even an issue.
Won the NFR average in 2012, finished number 2 in the world that year, closing in on $2 million in career earnings, trying to win that elusive world championship.
Boy, and I mean, you look for a mistake in this ride. Maybe it was right there, the third jump, his foot hung on his cinch because he's getting so much drag.